Sam is probably going to bark in a minute, but we're going to start anyway. This video I want to talk about why outsourcing our health to gadgets is probably not a good idea. Now what I mean by that, outsourcing our health to gadgets, using things like fitness trackers, which I do have an Apple Watch, and I even have this thing, which is new. It's called Halo by Amazon. I'm test driving it. These things aren't bad in and of themselves, but the problem is when we focus too much of our attention on these results that we get, whether it's their step count from our Fitbit or even an O2 sensor in the new Apple Watch, or how many calories we burn in a day, or like whatever measurable thing your app or device is giving you. It's interesting information, and I'm a huge fan of getting objective information about our health. I think everybody should get regular blood work. It's always a good idea to monitor your heart rate, check your blood pressure, all these vital things. But where I see people focus too much on them is that they get hyper focused on, I got to do 10,000 steps. I got to, do whatever this goal is. And these things are good to keep you moving, but we can't be so focused on these external factors that we forget to listen to our own bodies. And just on the 10,000 step thing, yeah, it's important. It's a minimum to do 10,000 steps a day, but that shouldn't be the basis of somebody's fitness program. That's just a bare minimum of movement. You should do more intense exercise and bike ride and do all these other things that your device may not count. But all of these things, when it comes down to it, it's really just about getting you to move more. And another reason why hyper focusing on these devices isn't so important is because we start to lose touch of our own sensations. And that is the most important thing that we can have as a skill, is to listen to our own body's signals, understanding appetite. So instead of busting out your app, can you all calm down? Instead of busting out your app every time you have a meal so that you can take a picture and count calories and plug it into your app and make sure that you're meeting your macro goal for the day. These things are okay in a short time as educational tools, but you obviously can't live your life counting every single gram of protein, carb, or fat, because you're just not going to do it. Very few people do it for even more than a few weeks. What's more important is to monitor your own appetite. Am I really hungry, or am I just bored? Or is this just a habit that I have at this time of day? These are life skills that are more important than focusing on what this app does for us, or what kind of judgment we can get from this wearable device or whatever kind of fitness tracking app that we have. They're tools, but they shouldn't be a big part of our attention, because it's much more important to just pay attention to yourself, what's going on inside your body, because you're always going to have that. You're not always going to have access to an Apple Watch or an app or something, and these things aren't even proven to be super accurate anyway. So it's much better and makes much more sense to just learn about your own body, listen to it. Do you notice that every time you only get 5 hours of sleep that you kind of wake up with more neck pain, or you're just crankier throughout the day? That's something that your Apple Watch probably isn't going to be able to tell you. So it's good to pay attention to your own body signals and start to be your own detective. Like I said, I have things. These are cool. I like measuring things, but I also focus myself and my own attention on how I feel more. These things are just additional cool little gadgets that, aren't that important, but I like them. Anyway, that's all I got for this one. I'll see you in the next video.